Congratulations, Coach. A good win there. You start with the opening statement, and then we'll get to some questions.
Shot it good from three. We took a lot of them. The pace was good. Anytime you shoot 72 shots, it's kind of the way we want to play. The more opportunities, players will get better, and we're going to be used to playing more that way. It's been pulling teeth with this group to get them to play as fast as we want to on defense. And we're playing too conservative at times for the way that I prefer to play, and so we're finally getting it going a little better the way that we need to. That's expected because it's kind of different. Like we kind of run up on defense in transition instead of run back, which is kind of the opposite of everything they've been taught. So it's just going to take a second. 23s on 44 attempts. I think they said it was a school record for attempts, maybe. Is that right? Tied the school record for attempts. That's good. That's indicative of the pace, and we finally we shot it better, 45.5% from three, which is good. So a lot of those threes, I thought most of them were all good shots, and that's because the ball was moving. We had assists in the game, 21 assists and only 9 turnovers, which is really good. And we had 10 steals in the game, so that's a pretty good stat for us. We got everybody some playing time, and we got better since our last game, and that's what you want to do. I felt from the Rhodes game to the North Alabama game, we didn't get better. We were about the same in different ways. In this game, we took a step forward and things that we got to get better at. We'll get a great test Tuesday. The one thing that we have to get much better at is when we get down to 10 seconds on defense, like we have to have the mental intensity on defense to lock in and stop them. And we just gave in way too many times in that scenario, particularly in the second half. And if you're going to be a championship team, there just can be zero give in. And so that's going to be our next step, is just being able to play whole possession all the way through. So anyway, looking forward to Tuesday. Good team, good test. Got to get better.
Yeah, you talked about only 9 turnovers, cleaning it up from what happened on Friday. Just talk about how proud you were with that effort, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, you got to value the basketball, and particularly if you're going to win on the road, and we've been really good on the road in league play. I mean, that's, if you can steal some on the road, that's great, right? We've gone 15-3 the past couple of years, and that means we've done well on the road. And the key to that is great shot selection, low turnovers. So now it's one thing to have low turnovers and play at a snail's pace, but it's another thing to be able to play fast and have low turnovers. And so we're finally pushing the tempo the way we want to push it and take care of the basketball. So it was much better.
Coach, last game you mentioned that the team needs to get to the gym more. Most of this game y'all shot over 50% from three. Is that a message you think they took to heart?
Yeah, they've been in the gym a lot more. I mean, they got to remember that the players that they were replacing that were great players were in the gym all the time. And if you want to be a great player, there is no shortcut to success. Like in shooting is just it's a rep thing. Like you got to be in there all the time. And if you look at these guys that play professionally, they live in the gym. It's just like breathing. So we got better. We still got to. I know you got to balance. Life. You got academics. You got social stuff going on. But now's the time, man. You gotta cut off the social media and get off the game and get up here and get your shots up. And when you do that, it pays off. And you hear the saying, like in life, you kind of get what you deserve usually. And whatever happens, you kind of get usually what you deserve. And same thing in sports, right? Like if you don't get in the gym, you usually get what you deserve, right? If you don't have mental toughness, you get what you deserve. And so, hopefully we're going to get what we deserve because we worked hard. Not that we're going to get what we deserve, which is going to be continuing to shoot a low percentage from three because we weren't in the gym.
A couple games into the season, you decided to make a starting lineup change, switching Jaden and Riley. Can you talk a little bit about how Riley's accepted that role? He scored double digits in every game so far coming off the bench. Yeah, for us, we don't necessarily have starters or reserves. It's just kind of like how the pieces flow together. We don't want to drop off when we sub, but I challenge Riley like I challenge everyone, man. You got to be in the gym, just like the guys that played your position last year did. And so whether he's starting or not, he's coming there and playing more with more reckless abandon instead of playing not to lose is the wrong analogy, but he's playing to kill right now, and that's kind of how you got to roll. And if you play that way and you work that way, there's really very few regrets. That's just the best way to play. That's the best way to live is, to go at it and have very few regrets, not like I'm just trying to get to the next day mentality. And so you've seen his production go up, obviously. He's playing really well.
Coach Ryland Jones has been leading in assists this season, but today he was able to remind people of his capabilities from three. Just talk about what you see his role being this year.
You know, he can beat you in a lot of ways. He's a little banged up today, but 18.6 assists and no turnovers. Like, you know, the value's off the chart when he's in the game. Our plus-minus is always going to be very high. That means we're going to beat the team worse, obviously, when he's in the game. And his passing is contagious, you know, just as you can have. And, you know, I've coached times where you may not have a passing point guard that can't see the next pass. And what happens is you're not going to have a good passing team. Like, if it doesn't start with the point guard, right, that'd be like having a quarterback who doesn't like to throw the ball, right? Like, I mean, like all of a sudden, like now the receivers aren't going to run any routes because like, well, he's not going to pass it to me. So when you have a point guard that is consistently passing the ball, making the easy play, it makes it easy for others to say, I should probably do this. Some of our younger point guards still got to learn to hit that single every time. Ryland's a great player, not because he hits a home run every time. He just continuously hits singles and he doesn't strike out. So we score over and over, right? As opposed to players that try to hit a home run and, yeah, they hit a home run, but, yeah, they strike out all the time as well. And so now it's the other teams that bat. Like, we want players and guards that try to hit a single every time, don't strike out, and we control our own destiny when we do that.
Another quick turnaround. Now you guys are going to head up to Michigan State. Maybe what's the message to the team? Maybe to have the guys regroup, reset, get their bodies rested to play another stellar team. Yeah,
it's a great question. You know, this time of year when you're playing back-to-back games or even into the year, it's about how you take care of yourself off the floor. And, you know, I mean, there have been studies done on sleep and what time you go to sleep and how it's going to affect you. So you got to kind of hold up your end of the bargain so you put yourself in the best position to be successful. Like you've heard the analogy, beating a dead horse, right? I don't want to be beating dead horses here because they don't take care of themselves off the floor. So when we play, they're just a shell of themselves. And versus Michigan State, you know, obviously they're a very good team. They've got a lot of size. It's going to take all the energy we have in that game.
We talked about it already, but what do you want to see on Tuesday on the defensive end? What kind of improvement do you want to see from Tuesday?
We got to guard through the clock. I mean, as simple as that. Like now we finally got our pressure going and the pace of defense where we want better. We are still like wanting more full court traps and dictating the pace. Just that the mental intensity got to even get better, but that doesn't mean that in the half court we relax. Like you got to be able to stop teams all the way through the clock, and you saw that late in that game. It's just okay to get beat off the dribble, and I'm tired of watching our guards get destroyed off the dribble. I'll just say it. That's a challenge to them. I hope they all watch this. I'm tired of watching the other team's guards just cut us up off the dribble. I watched Shakari Lane destroy all our guys off the dribble up there in North Alabama, just over and over. And you know, I say that because as a player, that would bother me if I was a player. Like that would bother me. And we got to have more pride in defending the basketball. We can come up with all the help side rotations we want to, but when they can ISO you late and we can't stay in front of the ball, it's a problem. So it was better early in the game, but we didn't have the mental intensity or the maturity it takes late in the game to play through to a standard. And when you watch teams play, you think of Duke basketball, right? I'm sure I hadn't watched them since I've been coaching when Coach K was there. One thing that separated those guys, when they were up by 30 points, like there was no let up. We played Purdue last year, and that's one thing our guys learned from that game. Like they were beating us badly. They didn't stop defending. They didn't stop making the extra pass. You knew this was a championship caliber team, and they're playing for a championship, right? So like we got to learn from that and not be little kids out there and just, hey, we're up, so, hey, I can relax. I can try to, you know, play a little hero ball, and then on the other end, not lock in to just all the way through the clock, 30 seconds of defense. So improvement we got to make. We've made some. I know y'all listening. I'm tired of hearing me rant on this right here. You know, I've coached some teams with a lot of veterans. This group, not as many veterans, not as many returners. So I'm about to be as hard as I can be on them until we figure this thing out. But we're getting better. We're getting better. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I expect steps forward. Today was a step forward.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, thanks for covering, man. I appreciate y'all.